change it. Just did. Alright, so percentile rank, the percentage of a set of data which is less than or equal to a particular data value. So we're going to write this example. Let me shorten it for you. Let's do this. Stefan received a score for, let's just say, for the exam. Stefan received his score for the exam. So you don't have to write all that other. His score placed him in the 80th percentile rank. Now we're going to do, if there were 850 test takers, how many scored lower than Stefan? Sorry, I'm going back. Alright, so this means that 80% of the test takers scored lower than Stefan. And we're going to read this and not write it. So the percent proportion can be used to determine the number of test takers who scored lower. So you remember what a percent proportion is? Anybody remember? That's percent proportion. Does that look familiar? The percent over 100, which really is, that whole fraction is the percentage, equals the part over the whole. So what we're going to do, well, I'll let you catch up.
We're not writing the blue?
You're going to write this blue, but not this that I scratched through. So this blue, yes, this blue when I uncovered again. So we're going to go ahead and put the percentage in there if you haven't already. So there's one part of this that always stays what it is right now. Do you guys remember? What's the part of this that never changes, this percent proportion? Say it again? Not the percentage sign, nope. The 100 always stays the same. So we're going to plug in the given info and then solve for the unknown. Remember that the 100 will always be in that proportion, percent proportion. So now you are writing this blue. call this. So the given info that we might want to put in here, what do you think it's going to be?
80% over 100.
So this 80th percentile is, and how about this, 850, and then how many scored lower? That's actually going to be our variable, right? So this is going to be our variable. Does that make sense? So what we know is Stefan was in the 80th percentile rank of on this test. I mean, he was in the top 20th percentile. That means 80% of the people did worse than him, right? 80th percentile, we can take that 80 and plug in for the percent. So even though it's not a percent symbol, normally when you use this formula, you actually had a percent sign. The number with the percent sign went there, right? So if we have the percentile rank, then we can plug in a number there. If we don't have the percentile rank, that may be where our variable goes. So what do you think is the part, and what do you think is the whole here?
The whole is 850.
Yeah, so there's 850 total test takers. So that is going to be in the bottom of the whole. And what we don't know is the part that scored lower than him, and that's where our variable goes. You guys remember how to solve a proportion? How do you solve a proportion, Jason? Or Jacob? Cross multiply, and then just solve, okay? So it's going to be 100 times x equals 80 times 850, and that's 68, good, 68,000. Now we're solving for x. We're going to divide both sides by 100, and x is 680. So 680 people scored less than or equal to Stefan, but they asked for, we can't tell if it's equal to or less than for percentile, so 680 people scored lower. Make sense?
Yeah.
Alright, we're going to do two more examples and then we're going to be done. The people who weren't here yesterday can watch your video and take notes. The people who were here yesterday can work on today's assignment. We do have a test on Wednesday, review Monday, review Tuesday, test Wednesday. Okay, guys?
This one?
Mm-hmm. Are y'all caught up with me? I'm going to give you a few more seconds and then we can come back to it. So if you don't finish, don't sweat it. We'll have plenty of time to come. I'll let you copy down when we're done. Caleb, we're not ready to be on there yet, bud. Alright, I'll come back to it at the end. Don't let me forget, alright? So just leave a little bit of space. So we're going to do these two more examples, and then we're going to be done. All right, so the first example says, of 50 babies born, 5 weigh more than 10 pounds.
We write it down.
Yes.
Write the list.
And we could say, of 50 babies born, well, there's not really anything to cut out of there. Yeah, there's not really anything to cut out. Might be. So we're going to use a percent proportion and fill in the given things. Armani, what are you sitting back there, buddy? All right, you ready?
Yeah.
It says, of 50 babies born, 5 weigh more than 10 pounds. Do you remember what the definition of percentile rank is?
Yeah.
It's a number or less, right? So this is 5 may weigh more than 10 pounds. We want to know what is the percentile rank of a baby that weighs 10 pounds. All right, so we're going to give ourselves a proportion. Remember that 100 always goes in the bottom left. Now, do we know the percentile rank?
Yes. Wait, no, wait.
No, that's what we're looking for. So that's where our variable goes this time. It says, what is the percentile rank? So that's going to go in the percentage spot. Do we know what the whole is? So how many total babies were born? 50. So the thing that's confusing about these kind of problems is you got a lot of numbers in here, but number 10 is actually not really a number. It's actually a data set value, okay? So 5, 50, and our percentile are going to be numerical. But we're looking at here, it says, of these 50 babies, 5 were more than 10 pounds. So how many were 10 pounds or less? 50 babies born. Remember, the definition of percentile rank is that data value or less. So if there were 5 that were more than 10, how many were less than 10? So this number and this, yes, this number and this number have to equal the total, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the question is, what is the percentile rank of a baby that weighs 10 pounds? So that 45 is what goes here.
Cross multiply, that would be 50x, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 50x equals 4,500.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And when you divide by 50, you're going to get 90. So it's the 90th percentile rank. So 90% of the babies were less than 10 pounds, or equal to or less than 10 pounds. Does that make sense? Does it make sense, Anaya? Does it make sense, Natash? Make sense, Caleb? Jacob? All right, we got one more. So let's go ahead and take a minute and write this last example, and then I'm going to leave you alone.
Yeah.
So 10 one more time. 10 students earned, and you don't have to put this. So earned,
Uh-oh, I gotta put that.
that's okay. 92, 70, so these are the scores. I was just going to cut out some, but if you've already written it, it's okay. So there's 10 scores, one for each kid. Now this one, if there's only 10 data values in the set, we're going to use a little shortcut.
Yeah.
Actually, we're not even going to use this here. Once you're done writing the problem, let's write those scores in order from smallest to greatest. Mm-hmm. So, at the risk of sounding like a cheater, I'm going to tell you there's a problem like this on your test. There's going to be a problem like this on both review worksheets, so it's not really cheating any more than we normally do by giving you worksheets, review worksheets that look nearly identical to your test. Alright, if there's only 10 data values, then each number represents 10% of the data. So, 61 is at the 10th percentile. 66 is the 20th. 73 is the 30th. 79 is the 40th. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So, which score has a percentile rank of 10?
61.
Mm-hmm. Which score has a percentile rank of 90? So this is the percentile rank of 10 was 61, and the percentile rank of 90 was what?
94.
Yes.
Because you have 10 in there.
Mm-hmm. That only works if there's exactly 10, though. Okay?
Are there going to be like off ones on our test about this? Like there's not going to be exact.
Hmm?
Is there going to be like one on our test and more?
You'll have probably, I think, 2 percentile rank problems. One will be like this, and one will be like one of the others. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all I got for you. So you can go ahead and scan and submit these, and then use these. Oh wait, I don't think they're in the grade book, but I'm about to put them in there, so give me a second. You can go ahead and